What is up, everybody? Tegan here with High Point. Thank you so much for tuning in. ZWO has just announced a brand new mount into their line of strain wave mounts, the AM7. Now, the AM3 and the AM5 have streamlined astrophotography, making it much more accessible for those who are interested in a dedicated astrophotography rig. Now, for you dedicated astrophotographers looking for a mount that can handle heavier astro imaging rigs while still maintaining that signature look, feel, and simplicity of the ZWO line, then stay tuned because we're going to cover everything we know about the ZWO AM7. So first and foremost, let's talk about AM7 specifications. The payload of the AM7 is 20 kilos or 44 pounds without a counterweight, which makes it equivalent to the AM5 with a counterweight. Adding a counterweight to the AM7 brings that payload up to a fantastic 66 pounds or 30 kilos. This officially makes it the largest and most capable mount in the ZWO line of strainwave mounts. The declination saddle on the AM7 includes a USB-C port as well as a 12-volt 3-amp output port for powering and controlling your astro imaging equipment and ASI air-cooled cameras and other accessories. On top of this, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are your wireless connection options, with the Wi-Fi being built into the hand controller. Simply plug the hand controller into the mount head and then you have access to the Wi-Fi connection. Bluetooth is built into the mount head itself. Now, from an astrophotographer's perspective, being able to connect my app and my ASI smart camera, my autofocuser, everything via Bluetooth completely mitigates any cable snags, and that is invaluable because as an astrophotographer, we all can agree that cable snags are the worst. Now, in terms of performance, we can expect a plus or minus 10 arc-second periodic error with a 288-second periodic duration. The mount pulls a maximum 2.1 amps when slewing at 6 degrees per second and just 0.95 amps when tracking, which is slightly higher than the 0.7 amps of the AM5N. Now, the AM7 does require that you use a 12-volt 3-amp power supply at the very least, but we recommend a 12-volt 5-amp power supply just to settle any discrepancies. The front of the AM7 will include this 12-volt power input port, as well as a hand controller port and an ST4 port. This is going to look nearly identical to the AM5. In the box, you can expect the mount head itself, a USB-style printer cable, the periodic error report, a full manual, a hand controller and the dedicated cable, the necessary USB-C cable and an Allen key for the declination saddle, as well as a protective foam case for travel and storage. In addition to this, we also know that the AM7 is going to include a 25mm diameter counterweight shaft for the first time in the series. Alright, so now let's move on to the next section, tripod and Pier recommendations. The AM7 is going to be offered as a standalone mount head and will also come bundled with the TC40 tripod. In addition to this, there will be a few exclusive bundles on the High Point Scientific website as well if you want to maximize the payload capacity. If you're really looking for improved stability, we recommend the new heavy-duty Aperture carbon fiber tripod or the semi-permanent color-matched Aperture Pier. Now, the heavy-duty Aperture tripod can confidently handle the full AM7 payload with counterweights and is perfect for portability, while the Aperture Pier provides a semi-permanent setup with maximum stability and payload capacity. The ZWO TC40 tripod works perfectly with the AM3 and also works very well with the AM5. But if you're using it with the AM7, we recommend that you keep your astrophotography rigs on the lighter side. If you're someone who wants to get the most out of your AM7 and that 66-pound payload capacity, then the Aperture heavy-duty carbon fiber tripod or the Aperture Pier is the way to go. Alright, so that concludes our video and is everything that we know about the ZWO AM7. As always, we are very excited to get our hands on one of these, test it out, and put out a full review. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss that. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We'll be more than happy to assist. Again, I am Tegan with High Point. Thank you again so much for tuning in, and clear skies.